What's up, YouTube? I'm back with another one. Um, as you can see, the internet is still broken following that Katt Williams interview with Shay. And everybody's reacting. Everybody is, sharing their thoughts, their feelings. The other day I posted what Ice Cube was basically feeling. I described what that was like. But today I kind of want to take a shift. Like I say, I kind of like to veer off and go into different aspects of a topic. And today I kind of want to focus on some of the things that Katt Williams was, quote unquote, exposing. And one of the things he definitely mentioned over and over, had a few, undertones and high tones of, is that something ain't right with Hollywood. He points out, various situations. One, he mentioned the whole Terry Crews incident. How Terry can be so huge, such a big, personality. Always plays that Debo type of personality in films, and yet he's letting other men, allegedly, do things to him like that. Does seem kind of funny. It does seem kind of funny. Not like funny like that, but like if it's like when if you see Terry Crews, you can look at him and say, man, he looks like somebody who probably might have did time or something just because of how much muscles he got. Pause. But that's not the case. I too, and I'm wondering, why are so many of our favorite, comedians dressing up in dresses? This was brought to our attention a long time ago by Katt, and I remember when he put all that information out. Then he was breaking the internet. When he had that stand up, and he basically was saying, that in order to get to an elite status in this game, you have to put on a dress. That's why every single black comedian that you can think of who has reached that level of stardom, that's a huge point to clarify. Anyone that has reached that superstar level has dressed up in some sort of a dress or something like a female. So this is, problematic, for people like Katt who go against the grain. And he even said he turned down a few roles because of this. Some of the roles that he turned down, he said, got picked up by Kevin Hart. It makes me wonder if they asked Katt Williams on SNL before they asked Kevin Hart, because it seems like not too long after, Kevin Hart says he'll never wear a dress, out of nowhere, he pops up on SNL doing a satire of, I believe, Condoleezza Rice. Yes, I believe he was supposed to be Condoleezza Rice, and which, by the way, he looks nothing like Condoleezza Rice. But yeah, that was a thing that actually happened. And people who are fans of certain people never question anything they do. It's done all the time in hip hop. Like, for instance, Thugger, shout out to Thugger, he's on trial right now, and he's wearing a dress on the cover of his album. Let's not stop there. Let's go to something more recent. How about Kid Cudi? Did anybody see what Kid Cudi was wearing the other day? The flower dress when he was doing the tribute to Kurt Cobain. It really looked very disturbing. But I guess when you put the historical context that he was honoring a man who wore a dress on stage by wearing a dress on stage, I guess that makes it okay. But unfortunately, that's not the first time Kid Cudi has worn a dress. So I guess Kid Cudi actually likes to wear dresses. Nothing in his music is sus from what I know. So I don't think he's a homosexual, but I don't know if it's some kind of like fetish thing. I mean, some dudes wear women's underwear as a fetish, and they're perfectly straight. You know, this kind of also makes me think that, you know, maybe we're blowing things out of proportion. Maybe it's just because of it being 2023. We think that this is new, you know, skinny jeans and hoochie daddy shorts. We think all this stuff is new, but what about back in the 80s during the androgynous, you know, the whole androgynous era? You know, you had people like Pauly Shore, and you had people like Prince, which, by the way, Prince had a bad bitch. People like Little Richard. I mean, so many names come to mind when I think about, you know, males wearing female clothing and stuff like that. But what I think is different about the androgynous phase and what's happening now is that at least some of the guys that we know to be androgynous, you know, flamboyant in clothing, you know what I'm saying? At least we know they got bitches. Like, at least we know that they were fucking bitches. Hell, even Michael Jackson was fucking Lisa Marie, or what's her name? Lisa Presley. I mean, you know, even Michael was putting it in. He was putting in work. You don't hear any rumors, you know, other than those, you know, allegations. But you don't hear, you know, anything about Michael Jackson, you know, walking out of a, you know, a strange nightclub or wearing a dress, you know? So it just kind of lets you know, like, where we're at in today. And what's crazier is that it doesn't just stop with, you know, the you know, the artists and the actors and so on. I mean, even our athletes are mad sus these days. You know, I've seen some of the things that Russell Westbrook has worn, you know, before a game. I think he's been caught wearing a dress. Not caught. No, he wore it proudly. There's no such thing as being caught. He wore it proudly. Who else? I'm just trying to think. Oh, yes. What's the name? Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler wasn't wearing a dress. But, again, he's been caught wearing mad short hoochie daddy shorts and dressing up like a goth chick, whatever. So I'm just saying right now, like, what the hell are we doing right now? Like, pause. What the hell are we doing right now? The most crazy thing that I've heard recently that let me know that this is not just even a Hollywood or a famous person problem. I swear to you, I was at an orientation for a job, not gonna say what it was, but the funniest thing about this was that the person was being dead serious. The girl was talking about dress code and how to dress appropriately. And she was saying, you know, no tight pants, you know, and no, you know, revealing clothing, see-through material. A lot of that stuff, even, you know, all through my life, dress code was never a big deal for men. It's always been for women. Make sure that, you know, your fingers, make sure that your shorts, you know, don't go past your fingers, meaning that your fingers have to be, you know, at the end of those shorts. You know, make sure that, you know, your pants aren't too tight. Make sure you don't wear too much makeup, eyeliner, tattoos. A lot of that stuff used to be mostly for girls, because girls do a lot of that stuff. But I swear to you, in this orientation, this trainer was actually talking to the males. She was saying that you guys cannot wear hoochie daddy shorts and you can't wear your super tight skinny jeans that show your thongs. And I'm like, whoa, this is bad. this is bad for to be like in this time period where men get more scrutiny over dress code than women. So that's why I kind of wanted to, talk about what Katt was saying about Hollywood, because I think that art imitates reality, and reality imitates art. So we're seeing it kind of bleed over into culture now. There's always been this strong push for the LGBTQ community. I want to say not always, but within the last 10 years, we've seen that movement grow so rapidly. And, all due respect to those, who live their life that way, I do think that a lot of it has bled into pop culture to where we don't even bat an eye to some of these things that we used to think was so suspect. So I just kind of wanted to, elaborate on that, and I want to, hopefully start a discussion on, what you think. Do you think that we're basically just doing the same thing we've always been doing, like back in the 80s with the androgynous era? Or do you think that we're definitely, low-key emasculating males, whether it's through film, comedy or sports? We're seeing all these big time idols, big time influencers do certain things, and whether it's to get to the top or not, it's influencing a lot of the youth and a lot of just people in general outside of that space. So please comment, like, subscribe. Love the comments you guys have been leaving before. And, to all my haters, I love you too, because you guys count as well. So hate. Like my dude Chappelle said, if you want to, I really could give a fuck less if you don't like my YouTube. But if you loving it, you supporting it, I'm supporting you. So shout out to all of y'all. This is TNN. I'm Rems, and yes, I'm gonna keep talking. I'm gonna keep doing my thing, and I'm not gonna do it like everybody else is doing it. So if you don't like it, too bad. Other than that, y'all be easy. This is TNN. I'll be back with more heat for the streets. Be easy.